than the weather, but we're running a close second. Stay informed with Weather Center all day today and every day.
In the next half hour, Weather Center, a comprehensive national forecast. At 40 after, Weather Center continues with highway and air travel conditions. Then the weekend outlook. And at 50 after, Storm Watch. But right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
The system that produced severe weather and tornadoes in the southeast last night is now moving through the mid-Atlantic region. Good afternoon. You're watching Weather Center. I'm Dan Atkinson.
And I'm Jill Brown. These storms do not appear to be as potent or widespread as the ones in the southeast last night, but dangerous nonetheless. And we do have a new tornado warning. For all of the latest, we turn to Jim Cantori in the Forecast Center.
Thanks a lot, guys. And unfortunately, we just got this off the AP wire. At least 32 people are now dead in the aftermath of a killer tornado in Alabama. Now, that is just Alabama's total alone. We've had preliminary reports in Georgia of up to 6 people as well. So potentially here we're talking about 38 people which have perished as a result of last night's severe weather outbreak across Alabama and Georgia. And of course, as you know, Alabama is still assessing the damage. There may even be higher totals before things are said and done. Very saddening indeed as we get into this holiday weekend. Let's go ahead and check things out with the severe weather watches. Until 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, we do have a tornado watch out southeast of Virginia, also northern North Carolina. Here's the trouble area as we watch out ahead of the cold front. A lot of warm, moist air today, and the storms fired just a couple of hours ago. As a matter of fact, Richmond reported an unconfirmed funnel cloud gusting to 49 knots, and no doubt some damage to some trees and power lines around the area. We had damage reports out of Bath County, also Monroe County, in far western Virginia, over toward the border as well. And it looks like these storms still remain rather intense. Now, here we're looking at Wakefield, Virginia's Doppler radar. Here's southeastern Virginia. Here's North Carolina here, the Chesapeake Bay. And as we look north, just before you get into the bay, that storm has been producing dime to quarter-size hail as it's now beginning to move on off to the east. So anybody up there around Northumberland, or also Lancaster and Middlesex County, that's the cell affecting you as it continues to pull on off toward the north and east. And earlier on, damage reports out of Halifax County in North Carolina with this cell, and also now in Northampton County, some reports of wind damage and also some small hail. So nothing like we had last night, thank goodness, but nonetheless, hail and damage with winds potentially gusting anywhere from 60 to 70 miles an hour. Richmond, again, as I mentioned, gusting to 49 knots. We're taking you north now. This is the Doppler radar out of Sterling, Virginia, looking at the rain moving through the nation's capital at Dulles Airport. They are reporting heavy rain right now. Looks like we're going to have some problems with flight delays this afternoon, at least early on. Hopefully this will be the end of it, unless we get another line of storms firing up against the cold front later on this afternoon. By sunset tonight, the severe weather threat should be over for much of Virginia and much of North Carolina, so some great news there. Look at the rush hour this evening in the megalopolis. Just an absolute mess. New York, Hartford, Albany, up into Boston, and you know the airports are going to be a mess as well. Thank goodness this isn't a very busy business week as a result of the spring break holiday. But storms with heavy rain continue up through Du Bois, where we've got flash flood warnings as well. Now, we have seen some thunderstorms break out east of the low center. The low, again, remember, is up at west into Indiana. But there's a lot of energy just rotating up and in toward the center of this. And there is a tornado warning out for Trumbull County. So if you live in the town of Warren, keep an eye on this. This cell right here, just north of Youngstown, has had a history of tornado with damage in Portage County as it continues to push on off to the northeast. So if you live in Erie, points west in the I-90 corridor on south to Youngstown, you need to keep an eye on that cell. As I mentioned, heavy rain also a big problem here as we move back now into Indiana. Some counties there reporting as much as 3 to 4 inches of rain the last couple of days. Fayette, Union, and also Wayne counties under a flash flood warning. So that's right there along the I-70 corridor. Folks, stay with us as we continue to cover the severe weather for you. If you need more information, please join us online at weather.com. Let's go back and find out what the rest of the nation's weather looks like with Jill.
Okay, thanks, Jim. It's the calm after the storm in the southeast after a treacherous night of severe weather. Cars piled up one on top of the other. It looked like a junkyard, but in reality, it's damage left behind from one of last night's killer tornadoes. Jefferson County, Alabama was hardest hit with at least 22 people dead and hundreds of others injured. This is Oak Grove School, only one of the many structures destroyed by the F4 tornado. And we continue to get the reports in today. As Jim had mentioned, the death toll continues to rise, and we unfortunately are likely to be adding to this map. It's what we call our damage map, showing you where wind or hail has been reported and where tornado touchdowns have occurred. All of these red triangles indicate confirmed tornado touchdowns. There may be more. We wait until they are actually confirmed before we put them on the map, and we are likely to be adding one in Ohio. As Jim had mentioned, in Portage County, there was a confirmed tornado touchdown. So another day of rough weather, but not so much in the southeast. We're still going to watch this area in northern Ohio, make that northern Florida. Cold front pressing through could produce some severe thunderstorms. Things seem to be in pretty good shape right now, as you can see from the radar. Not much going on, but if that changes, we'll let you know quickly. In Jacksonville, actually pretty nice day, 80 degrees, 81 in Charleston, but the cooler air is coming in behind this front. It's cool, it's blustery, and you saw those low clouds on the satellite picture trying to spin in. The conditions will improve gradually as we head in toward the weekend, but we still have to get through Friday. Tomorrow will be calmer than today. We'll still have a lot of the rain left, and today we're not only, of course, concerned about severe weather, but also flooding, as Jim had mentioned. It is a cool, raw day. How about this? Wind chills in the 30s in New York City, in the 20s in Philadelphia, Erie, Detroit, and poor old Saginaw sitting there at 18 degrees.